Canelo. I think Berlanga put on a tremendous show as well. He showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
You said what you had to say. I don't.
After weeks of waiting, Gervonta Davis finally shared training clips on his Instagram and X accounts, giving fans a peek at how hard he's been preparing. The footage showed him moving with incredible speed like never before. In boxing, the hardest punches are the ones you don't see coming. Terence Crawford had a surprising reaction to the videos. While he praised Davis's skills, he also seemed to hold back from giving him full credit. Crawford didn't name Davis directly in his post on X, but it was obvious who he was talking about.
I think, if you can punch, you can punch.
Okay.
It may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
Right.
And I don't got.
I hope Lamont is ready because Tank is putting in serious work. No exaggeration, he's been training hard. In the footage, Davis was seen hitting the heavy bag and working with his trainer, throwing punches at incredible speed. He also shadowboxed for several minutes before moving on to the mitts. The standout feature of this training was pure speed. Combined with Tank's powerful punches, it looks like a recipe for a brutal knockout. This time around, Davis is expected to be even more explosive in the rematch against Lamont Roach, landing shots that Roach won't be able to predict or avoid. Inside Davis's camp, the belief is that Roach survived most of those punches in the first fight because he was able to anticipate them. Without that, he likely would have hit the canvas just like the other 28 fighters who faced Tank and suffered knockouts. The training clips blew fans away and quickly racked up thousands of likes and comments. The comments section even featured input from fighters, world champions, and boxing legends.
Get down, pull it up. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, under here. Roll under the bed. Good job.
That lawnmower, that's it.
After finishing his conditioning work, the world champion moved on to the mitts and punching bag, testing his punching power. He then sparred briefly with an unnamed partner before taking a short break. In a post on X, Davis was shown hitting the heavy bag for a full hour without stopping. This shows his incredible endurance and skill. Tough training sessions like these are exactly what build champions. There's no question Gervonta Davis is a true champion, but he deserves extra praise for the power, athleticism, and toughness he's showing right now. Soon, he's expected to turn Lamont Roach into his own punching bag. Roach has shown some confidence, but if he wants any chance against Tank, the most feared fighter in the lightweight division, he'll need to prove it in the ring, not just with words. Davis has also been showing off his top form. Looking close to his best fighting weight, he recently posed for a photo, proudly displaying his impressive physique. There's no sign he's ready to step away from boxing anytime soon.
Oh, there you go. Good there you go. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Take deep breath when you want. Take deep breath. Right.
That's exactly what fans are noticing. They see this as a sign Davis might be backing off from retirement since he looks so motivated and in great shape. One fan said. And you guys think he's going to retire? Clearly, he's very motivated. Another wrote, I thought he wasn't in good condition or disciplined. always blowing up and gaining weight between fights. But this guy is serious. Someone else added, he looks amazing. Roach is in big trouble. There's no way he's retiring after this. And one fan even said, he has to fight Lomachenko and Keyshawn Davis. He can't retire looking like this. One fan was less hopeful, saying Davis is just getting in shape to knock out someone who never had a chance against him. As for what comes after Roach, that's still unclear if Davis wins again. Roach himself said about the fight, if he's on his way out, why not send him off with a beating? I like proving people wrong, and I definitely like proving myself right. He added, right now, they really have me underestimated, so upsetting a lot of people is definitely on my agenda. Overall, Roach called it the fight of the year and the start of his legacy. After that, he plans to take on another champion, either at 130 or 135 pounds.
That lawnmower, that's it.
I made the decision to train in DC because, you know, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute, so I feel as though this will help.
I want to prove I'm the best. According to Boxing News 24, Gervonta Davis is already enjoying his time in training camp and is ready to face the big challenge of Lamont Roach. This fight will also start his journey toward retirement. Promoter Leonard Ellerby said in a chat with the Laboratory on Plus.
But it's like people selling that self, like, you know, even the picture where everybody was in the room, that shit look like some devil shit. Facts, some coke, like that. Shit like some devil shit, like they sold that soul.
Yeah, you go with that.
But that was crazy. And you seen how the guy was, he looked at the scorecard. Yeah, he looked at it.
2 points, he loses 2 points. 2 points.
Like, if you got a talent, the money gonna come, for sure. So I wouldn't even tell them to focus on the money. Like, if your talent there, don't even worry about the money. That's all you gotta worry about.
The New York State Athletic Commission is still reviewing the fight, and no final decision has been announced yet. Gervonta Davis's status as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters is now uncertain. Davis kept his WBA lightweight title after a close majority draw against WBA super featherweight champ Lamont Roach. The fight took place Saturday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. According to CompuBox stats, Roach was the more aggressive fighter, throwing 400 punches compared to Davis's 279. However, Davis was more accurate, landing 103 punches to Roach's 112.
It's a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
Do you think New York State overturns it?
No, I don't think they do.
So,
One of the 3 judges scored the fight in favor of Davis, but the other 2 didn't, which led to the majority draw. Round 9 was the key moment. This is when something strange happened. After taking several hard punches from Roach, who's 29 and from Washington, D.C., Davis suddenly dropped to one knee. By the rules, the referee, Steve Mills, should have called it a knockdown. That would have made it a 10-8 round for Roach instead of 10-9, giving Roach a 1-point lead on the 2 tied scorecards. Davis explained his knee drop by saying, "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my hair. When I sweat, the grease got in my eyes." The 30-year-old from Baltimore also complained about the absence of ring card girls, saying he didn't even know which round the fight was in.
You know, that's how boxing works. It's sad to say, you know, that's how boxing works. I'm not, like, totally upset. I figured with a superstar you won't get too much on paper.
If a fighter takes a knee and the referee starts counting, that should be a knockdown, said Roach. If it had been ruled a knockdown, I would have won the fight. The New York State Athletic Commission told ESPN that a technical problem kept them from reviewing the video of the controversial moment in time to make a correction. Trainer Greg Hackett called the upcoming Davis versus Roach fight a good match. He did admit, though, that Roach might not be very familiar to casual fans who don't follow boxing closely.
Smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But Tank is comfortable at 130.
Trainer Greg Hackett pointed out that Lamont Roach doesn't have the same flashy style as fighters like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney. He says that's because Roach has a more relaxed personality. To those who know Lamont and understand boxing, it's a good fight, Hackett told YSM Sports Media. What's missing is that extra flair. Lamont's a gentleman and laid back. Even if he tried to intimidate you, you wouldn't be fully scared because of his calm look. He's light-skinned with green eyes. He doesn't come off as a fierce fighter. On the other hand, Hackett described Tank Davis as the opposite. Tank has tattoos, wild eyes, and looks a little crazy. He's got braids and puts extra effort into his entrance, with outfits and all. Tank definitely comes with the flair.
It's boxing. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. It's boxing.
Lamont is a steady fighter, calm but strong, and he's a champion who deserves respect, Hackett said. The problem is, people always chase hype and big-name fights, but this one is genuinely a good matchup. Roach knows Tank Davis, and Tank knows Roach. It's a local battle that means a lot to their area, the DMV. It's huge for them. Both fighters have faced Hector Garcia, which Hackett mentioned to highlight their similar skill level. Tank fought Garcia just a year and a half ago, so they're competing at the same level, he added.
The world of boxing is what it is. You just don't ever know what can happen in the sport. We take losses every day, even though I may have had my hand raised every time I went out there and performed, but when I lost my...
So how can anyone say Tank is cherry-picking when Roach holds a title? They have history, and they know each other. Greg Hackett asked. The only thing missing is that flashy style like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney have. That's because those guys have been in the spotlight for years. Hackett also talked about his own career, filled with big fights, world titles, and plenty of money. At 37, he's been looking for an opponent who can truly motivate him. He mentioned WBC junior middleweight champ Sebastian Fondora, IBF title holder Bakram Mortazev, and former WBO champion Tim Tszyu as possibilities. But none have the star power Hackett wants. One fighter who does stand out is the undisputed super middleweight king, Canelo Alvarez.
Legacy fight. I feel as if, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, HBO era, that type of era.
What once seemed like a distant dream quickly became real. Now the fight is set for September 13th, with the venue still to be announced. Taking on Alvarez is risky. He's a powerful puncher and skilled at fighting from the outside. But the rewards outweigh the dangers. A win would boost Crawford's career, fame, and earnings, and could make him a 3-division undisputed champion. With so much at stake, many believe that no matter who wins, Crawford might step away from boxing for good once the fight ends.
And you mentioned Floyd. Obviously, Floyd and Manny, a lot of people thought happened way after it should have happened. You guys are both in your prime right now. You guys are both 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now.
Definitely, and that's what I've been saying. You got two guys, top 3.
Rumors about retirement haven't slowed Crawford down at all. It's not just about Alvarez. It's because he's unsure what lies beyond their big fight in 3 months. When asked about retiring after the Alvarez fight, Crawford told Sporting News Australia, "We shall see whether I decide to hang it up or not." Crawford is definitely closer to the end of his career than the start or middle. But when the time does come, and after he's had a proper break, there's no doubt he'll be a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
Understand, you know, Canelo's bigger than me and whatnot, but I'm up for the challenge.
Other than the size difference and having to put on some weight, what challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
I don't know. I just think, you know, his punch power and his physical size is the only thing that I really.
That said, Crawford's legacy isn't fully sealed yet. Beating Alvarez could take him to a whole new level in boxing history. "It would do everything for my legacy and career," Crawford said. "I'm looking forward to it."
It'll be the Super Bowl of boxing.
If you are waiting around on that, who is it that you're going to match him with?
I don't know. I have to literally go back to the office and just figure it out. So, yeah, Virgil winning here.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are gearing up for a huge fight later this year. Both are currently among the best pound-for-pound boxers, making this matchup one of the most awaited. Alvarez's only 2 career losses came against Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol. Mayweather's former manager, Jay Prince, believes Crawford will hand Alvarez another loss. The fight will be at super middleweight, which means Crawford has to move up 2 weight classes since his last bout was at 154 pounds.
Wow, the beast. I truly feel that Virgil now is on a different level.
Final one from me. What did you say to Eddie Hearn in the aftermath of that win tonight?
No, good. Just, good fight. That's it. I mean, I think I'm 0-20 now, so... Or no, Eddie's 0-20. I think he's 0-4 or 5 with me, so... It's okay. We're just chipping away. We're going to have losses too. We're going to have wins too. But I think
Alvarez will have the size advantage, but Jay Prince believes Crawford has what it takes to win. In an interview with Sean Zittel, Prince said, "I believe Crawford beats Canelo. I'm willing to back that up with my money. Crawford is one of those fighters." Still, Prince didn't say anything negative about Alvarez, adding, "Of course, we can't say anything bad about Canelo because he's one of the best. But that's just my opinion."
Good. Everything's good. Virgil won. Great fights. Great night for boxing.
This is the final one. You spoke to me the other day. You said that Virgil's first fight, he said to Jerry Jones, he's going to sell it out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reality?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
Prince also dismissed worries that moving up in weight might hurt Crawford's performance. He said, "From what I've seen watching him spar and fight over the years, Crawford shows no signs of wear and tear. He knows exactly what he's doing." Prince pointed out that Canelo Alvarez has been fighting at super middleweight for a long time, so he's more comfortable at that weight. But despite that, Crawford's skill level is top-notch and can't be underestimated.
I don't have much time left with you, so I appreciate the time that I've gotten with you. I'm curious to get your insight on a fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Canelo in September. Crawford's moving up a few weight classes to meet Canelo. Just your insight. How does Crawford cross that bridge? How does he nullify the weight difference and get a win against Canelo?
I don't know.
Alvarez has to handle his upcoming fight against David Benavidez on May 3rd, aiming to reclaim the undisputed super middleweight title. Terence Crawford has never backed down from a tough challenge, and it looks like his next test could be the biggest yet. Talks are heating up for a September showdown with Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, a battle between 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters that could define this generation. That's it for now. For the latest news, highlights, and everything boxing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.